What up, everybody? You're watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. In today's show, we're going to take a look at some first-round draft targets the Giants could look at with pick number 25 in the 2023 NFL Draft. So I want to ask you, what position should the Giants draft in round one with pick 25? I want to hear from you down in the comment section. What up, everybody? I'm Marshall Green. We got a lot to talk about on today's show. I know the offseason is just getting started, but before you know it, the NFL draft is going to be here. Give me a follow on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. We could chop it up over there. We're going to talk about some draft targets. I got one player specifically for the key team needs that I believe the Giants need to address to get back to being one of the best teams in the National Football League. I will say this before we get into it. I believe best player available is the way to go for Big Blue in this draft. No doubt about it. Got to take the best player available. The Giants don't have enough talent to where they could be reaching on players. But if one of these four positions of need is on the clock in 2025, at pick number 25, I'd pull the trigger. If there's a wide receiver you love, if there's an interior offensive lineman you love, if there's an off-ball linebacker you love, or there's a cornerback you love, I think that is where the Giants should go, no doubt about it. So we're going to run through four players that I think could be on the board at pick 25. I keep saying that. But I'll also give you some more names after the one name that could be available. Let's start with wide receiver, which I think is the biggest need on this football team right now, and that's Jordan Addison, the wide receiver out of USC, the transfer from Penn. This is a guy that Mel Kiper mocked to the Giants in his last mock draft. The player that's an elite catcher of the football. He's an elite player on the outside. His size is concerning for me, though. He's 6 foot, 175 pounds. Makes me wonder, can he win in one-on-one situations in press coverage on the outside? And to be honest, he may not even be available at pick 25. When you look at what he did in his career at USC and Pitt, he was electric. 220 grabs, over 3,100 yards receiving, 29 touchdowns, 14.3 yards per catch. He reminds me of a smaller and slighter Stephon Diggs. He's good with the football in his hands. He's good at creating separation. Had a little bit of injury concern in his college career. The size is concerning, but he's no doubt about it, an elite playmaker, especially with the football in his hands. Other first-round wide receivers that could be on the board. Zay Flowers out of Boston College, shorter guy, play the slot. He's a speedster. Jackson Smith-Njigba out of Ohio State. I like him as a bigger slot. I think he lacks the elite foot speed to be an outside wide receiver, but he's going to be one of the best route runners and a guy that just knows how to play receiver and get open and sit down in holes. Quentin Johnston is a 6'4" wide receiver that could push a vertical. His route tree is limited, but I do like his ability to go up and get catches in contested traffic, and he's good with the football in his hands. He could separate. He's a good yards after catch guy. Jalen Hyatt, one of the most explosive players going into this draft. I think he had 15 touchdowns for Tennessee last year. He's a big play guy. He's fast. Kayshon Boutte out of LSU. He's also a dynamic athlete. I don't want to say character concerns, but there's rumblings that some teams are worried about his readiness to be a pro. He's an elite athlete. Going to be interesting to see how he develops and plays in the NFL. You have talent like that, you usually think that guy can put it all together, but it's always about fit, where you go, who you're being coached by, who you're playing with. So we've showed you 6 wide receivers that could go at pick number 25, and there's more guys, and there's other guys that the Giants may look in round 2. But I want you to name a wide receiver you want the Giants to draft. And there's a lot of guys. There's definitely good football players in this draft. No doubt about it. But I want to hear from you, a wide receiver you want the Giants to draft. We're going to get to 3 other players that I think could be on the board that New York would love to draft here in a second. But first, I want to give a huge shout out to our proud sponsor, Athletic Greens. Go to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That link's in the comments and description of today's show. I take AG1 by Athletic Greens literally every day. Get comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition at athleticgreens.com/chatsports. I gave AG1 a try because I wanted better gut health and wanted a supplement that actually tastes great. I take AG1 in the morning, and it makes me feel ready to take on my day. AG1 empowers the gut for whole body health, which is something that I need. I start the day with making one great choice, AG1. one, and more healthy decisions then follow. Covering my nutritional basis for the day literally couldn't be easier, which is why I trust Athletic Greens. I just mix 1 small scoop of AG1 with water and drink it first thing each morning. I also love that it costs less than $3 a day. It's a really effective daily habit with the highest quality sourced ingredients. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That's athleticgreens.com/chatsports. The link is right below. This is what it looks like. You pop that into your search engine or click the link that we have in our comments and description of today's show. I love AG1. I know you are going to love it as well. Get hooked up with them. And thank you for sponsoring today's show. Another big need for this New York Giants football team is a cornerback. And I think Joey Porter fits the build of what a guy like Wink Martindale would want in a cornerback. He's physical, he's strong, he's fast, he's big, long arms, can play press coverage, and he's the son of an NFL great. He knows what it's going to take to play in this league. This is what Mel Kiper had to say about Joey Porter Jr. He said, Porter is an aggressive 6'2" corner who was a 3-year starter for the Nittany Lions. He picked off just 1 pass in his career, but he had 11 pass breakups in 2022. So he gets his hands on the football when it's headed in his direction. Joey Porter Jr. is a Wink Martindale dream. Big, strong, fast, long arms, 6'2", 200 pounds. Long arms, the ability to play press coverage, and the speed to play makeup and man-to-man press coverage. Joey Porter is a guy, Jr., is a guy that I would love to see play for Big Blue this season. I don't know if he's going to be available yet at 25. He could be. I've seen him as low as 28. I've seen him as high as 9 in mock drafts. This time of the year when mock drafts are going around, the order is going to be crazy. We're getting closer and closer. But right now, I think he could be on the board at pick 25. When you look at what he did in the 2022 season for Penn State, 27 tackles, 11 pass breakups. He did not allow a single touchdown this year in coverage, and he had a coverage grade of 77.4 according to Pro Football Focus. Joey Porter is definitely one of the CBs that I have my eyes all over in this NFL draft. Some other cornerbacks that went off the board in most mock drafts across the league and across the internet so far. Christian Gonzalez, the corner out of Oregon. I like him. I like all these guys. Emmanuel Forbes out of Mississippi State and Devon Witherspoon. They're all good, but if I had to pick my favorite, it would probably be Joey Porter Jr. I like the tenacity and the nastiness that he plays with on the outside. We're going to be putting out videos every single day of the offseason here on New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. So make sure you subscribe so you never miss a video, so you never miss news, so you never miss rumors. The best place to stay up to date with the Big Blue New York Football Giants is right here on Chat Sports. Giants Now, youtube.com/NYGiantsTV. No doubt about it, the Giants need to improve their interior offensive line talent. And Osiris Torrence, the interior offensive lineman out of Florida, is someone that I have my eyes all over. 6'5", 350 pounds. He's also a pretty good athlete. He transferred into Florida. This was his first season there. When you look at his grades from PFF in his first and only season at Florida, he graded out as one of the best interior offensive linemen in college football. An overall grade of 88, pass blocking 76.1, but he didn't allow a single sack, and he had a run block grade of 89.9. He is a dog in the trenches. I really like his hand placement. I think he's a solid athlete. I would love to have him on the interior offensive line and be in the trenches wearing Big Blue. Would love for Osiris Torrence to be one of those guys. What about a linebacker? I know everybody wants the Giants to draft an off-ball linebacker, and when you watched how the Giants off-ball backers played this past year, I'm not mad at it. Drew Sanders out of Arkansas is most notably noted as the #1 off-ball linebacker in this draft, and for good reason. What you saw him do in the SEC at Arkansas this past year was truly incredible. It was a 5-star recruit, transferred from Bama, 103 tackles, 13.5 tackles for loss, 9.5 sacks. Not only can he be a sideline-to-sideline stopper, he can also be a blitzer, something I think Wink Martindale would love to have. He also had 3 forced fumbles. This is someone that I think is not the biggest or the strongest or the fastest, but his sense of just playing football, being that sideline-to-sideline tackler, bringing intensity, bringing toughness, getting downhill, making plays closer to the line of scrimmage than 3 yards, into the defensive backfield. I'm a big fan of his. Another linebacker that I'm a big fan of is Trenton Simpson out of Clemson. I think he's a little bit stronger and a little bit faster than Drew Sanders. I like Simpson's ability to play sideline to sideline a little bit more. I think he's a little bit better in coverage as well. If either of these guys are available at 25 and the Giants have decided they want to take a linebacker at that spot, both those guys would be someone that I would be in the camp of going after. We showed you 4 guys, really 5 guys, a bonus with the last guy. I want to ask you, though, who do you want the Giants to draft in round 1? You have pick 25. I think your biggest needs are receiver, interior offensive lineman. I think you could use another off-ball backer, and then you use a cornerback too next to a Dory Jackson. I'd be cool with any of the guys that we talked about on today's show, but I want to hear from the real ones out there. Who do you want the Giants to draft in round 1 of the 2023 draft?